You meet people in your life that you cling to and you're just lifelong friends.
It's like meeting a soul that you knew in another lifetime, you know.
He just appears in your life.
Baby, love was coming to get me. Lordy, and I never thought I'd ever let it go so far. Damn, baby, love.
You know, 10 years ago, it was diamonds in the rough. There was a whole lot of nothing in terms of authentic, real, original music. An open mic here or there, but it was a very, very small pocket. But Scott was right there in the middle of that small pocket.
I met him here at Jarfly, and just from there we just kind of kicked off a friendship, man. That's been a blessing, you know, to me anyway.
But I met Scott through music, and that's kind of been the base of our relationship, you know?
When I started coming to Jarfly, just hanging out, seeing Scott, seeing that dude with a coffee mug.
I met Scott here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was here.
So I met Scott 2 years ago, and then kind of bumped into him again at Sweet Lane of Liberty that summer, and he was on stage singing with the Poor Excuses, and I was like, huh, okay. Like, I remember hanging out with him. I don't know why he's singing right now. That's dope.
I met Scott about 3 years ago coming to open mic here at Jarfly. It's the theme.
And I met Scott through his attending every music function that there is.
Well, honey, tell your mama what you done going leaving me all in tears. Damn me, bad love. Do you believe in karma?
One of my favorite memories, me and Adelie and Scott were in the tent, and he was waving this light around, and he was like, "Quit hitting me with that light! Stop!"
He asked me to borrow $1, and I was like, "Man, I ain't got $1." He's always bumming money.
And one of my first memories of Scott coming in is coming in on my night off to a good show and coming through the alley and him smacking me in the forehead and going, "I love cheese."
And he just started yelling at me, and Kenny was like, "Come in here and rub my feet." He was like, "Yes, please."
Words of wisdom, it's hard to, not really, no, Scott's not that wise. There's that sweet spot just after the Wiction hour, I'd say, as we're approaching maybe 5 in the morning. You can get Scott started on the dew point, and he won't stop until like biscuits and gravy 4 hours later.
It's something that Scott told me a while back that has stuck with me, and it means more to me now than anything. But what he said was, is one of these days, these will be the good old days.
I really appreciate that I got to witness him quitting cigarettes, and as of now is still not smoking cigarettes. If by the time you watch this, Scott, you're smoking again, f you. But if not, I'm really proud of him for giving that up.
No, just don't ever ride in the car with him. Every vehicle he's had, he's wrecked the hell out of it, and he's blamed it on something else. But it's still not his fault. Last time it was a deer, but whatever. And so I'm hoping that maybe they take his license eventually, put him in like a nursing home maybe.
Scott's like one of the most understanding and genuine people I've ever met. He's a crutch for this community, I feel like, in a lot of ways. So.
A skinny guy that smokes a lot and drinks coffee, but is the sweetest spirit in the room. He genuinely cares about everybody. He genuinely cares about the passion that everybody brings to what they do. Other than that, I would say he's just an old grumpy guy.
Funny and protective. Love that guy. I love Scott.
You know, Scott has that ability to make you feel comfortable, regardless of who you are, where your background is, you know, especially in today's age where there's a lot of negative and a lot of people, you know, it's like find a reason to hate, and Scott kind of tries to find a reason to love, you know what I mean?
He's a gem for this community, you know. You can always count on him to be there to support whatever act is there.
Scott's one of my best friends, and We've had a lot of fun times together, mostly revolving around music. And he's been there through some really hard times for me, and that's just who he is. He's there for anybody at any time. And once you're family with Scott, that's a lifetime. He'd give you the shirt off of his back. A handshake. A handshake, and then he sucks you in.
He's very kind, he's sweet, he cares a lot, he's silly. He really will do anything for anybody within his means.
Sometimes you feel like you're playing, you're just background noise for folks. And Scott comes up and he talks about every song that I played.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's like the glue piece for at least open mic night, and I'm sure the same way for like a bunch of other communities. Like, he just seems to be like a glue, like brings people together, makes you meet people.
He's like one of the best damn music supporters that I know. Biggest Siggy Tuna fan ever.
An entity, a whole presence of being, a very nice guy, caring guy. In between the craziness, he's never hesitated to ask me how my day was or how everyone else is doing in my life. So, I'd describe Scott as a loving, caring, old person. Very old, but also very loving and very caring.
You will never meet an old man like Scott, ever. Like, Scott is one in a billion. Like, you're just not gonna meet another Scott.
He's just a being that I feel like is just a timeless human. I see Scott, man, I see green, I see growth, I see a man that wants better for his community. So, just a special person in my life now. I always will be, and just love him.
He's just so many times in my life has been that great friend at that moment. And I don't know if all my time running alone in the world, maybe God put him there. I hate to give Scott that much credit, but I mean, maybe so, man. I don't know. I think I'm gonna fire him soon.
He's a heartfelt stoner that will do anything for anybody that needs it. He appreciates the here and the now, and he really loves to enjoy music with other people. Like, on that level, he gets it. He values experience with people, specifically around music, but he also appreciates art and company. And he is healthy towards the artistic integrity and the light and love that people hold within each other. He is a vital part of that. Everybody sings his praises because it's so obvious, he's an awesome dude.
Happy birthday, Scott! Oh, fuck. Hey, you guys ever heard of Siggy Tuna? Fuck yeah, well, stick around! You can buy the whole seat, but you're only gonna need the edge.
Scott Spencer, I love you. You're a brother to me. You've helped me in ways that you don't even know. And, there's been times I've thought about things that you've said to me and times when I was inside my own head, and I appreciate those thoughts and the words that you've said. And can't say enough, man. Love you to pieces, brother.
I do feel like I need to say he's going to love this attention. Scott, we love you. Humble yourself, bro. Thank you for being my friend. I love you, dude.
Every time you see Scott, it's like you saw him yesterday. And I love him, and I love the staple that he is. And when you see Scott at a venue, no matter how long it's been, it might as well have been yesterday.
I love you, buddy, but you know that already. So I'm glad you're doing well. I keep you in my prayers all the time, and I'll be anxious to see you back up and running wide open again. I love you. Take care.
I love you, brother, and look forward to the many side quests and journeys we have from here on out. Get mended, we'll get back to wooking.
We love you, Scott. You really have been a wonderful part of me getting to know this community, learning to become a musician, We've shared so many memories, and you've been there along the ride to add such a really special element to it, and I appreciate that and forever will. We love you, Scott.
I would like to thank Scott, you, Scott, for babysitting my husband all those times I was not around.
And I would like to say that I don't forget that you bailed on me for our anti-Valentine's Day, but I do still love you. I got over it, kind of.
That's it. We love you, Scott.
We love you.
Scott, number one, I love you, buddy. Number two, I'm glad you always keep the coffee maker on here. And number three, I can't wait to the day that you come to trivia and some other team just demolishes you. That'd be the best I could hope for.
Scott's my papo. I love him.
He's been a constant in my life, you know? He's just one of those people that I love him.
We love you, Scott. You are appreciated by many, but by some of us, you are really important to us. And when you're not around, we know it, and it's important that you are. And if you ever need anything, I know quite a few names that will always be there to have your back. So just give us a holler.
Hippies have been using stones for decades. Hold your smoke so you don't get burned.
Oh man, we all love you and can't wait to see you back out on the festivals and stuff.
Scott, appreciate you, man. Much love. Always be you.
We love you so much, Scott, and I love you too. And I hope you get to feeling better. And I need your leg to get better so you could be dancing around in the front of the next Sicky Tuna show.
But no, I love him to death, and I'm so thankful for him, and I hope there's never a world in which I don't know Scott Spencer.